my opinion, Hurricane Ida was a blessing in disguise for the Saints.
Packers fans are idiots.
George Kittle loves to get yards, especially after the catch.
Welcome back to Certified Beef. The Sweet 16 is upon us. The first round and second round have been completed. It was a pretty solid weekend, I would say, Brandon. Maybe not the best we've seen, but can't complain. I mean, there was decent amount of upsets, and we've seen a couple 1 seeds go down. So I guess it's been pretty good. Now that I say that, but
yeah, I think it was a great first weekend of March Madness. You obviously, like you said, you got a couple of 1 seeds going down in the first weekend, round of 64 and round of 32. Don't see that too often. Lots and lots of middle of the road upsets, and then there was lots of teams that we thought were getting upset and they ended up disappointing us. So it was an interesting weekend, but I was all here for it.
Yeah. But speaking of those upsets, obviously we'll get to FDU, but Furman, that was our first upset. I know we talked about that. We both had Furman moving on, and that was honestly one of the craziest things I've ever watched.
It gets even crazier when you realize that Virginia had a timeout and nobody called it. And then, the Chuck, I don't blame Clark, really. It was a boneheaded play, but also...
No, I totally blame him.
But,
it's so bad.
There was, 6 seconds, 7 seconds on the clock. And I bet he was just trying to get it up high, get it down the court. Obviously got picked off because the dude was just playing safety for Furman.
Yeah.
And if it would have...
I think he tried to throw it to Shedrick or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he was trying to throw it way too far down the court. The moment got to him. But... Yeah. We're not talking enough, though, about the clutch 3 that Poise or whatever his name was had to make.
JP Pegues,
that's his name. Yep, that he had to make, because that was an NBA range 3-pointer.
And he was 0 for 3. Yeah, and he was 0 for 3 to start in his previous three-pointers.
Yep, so that was ice water in the veins right there. That was pretty incredible. I was at work watching that, and then all of a sudden, I just threw my hands up. I was like, "Holy shit!" I predicted that this would happen. I got it right. It felt really good. I thought I was going to be off to a very good start on the old bracket challenge.
Yeah. Overall, though, the South was pretty chalk after that. Actually, no, it wasn't. What the fuck am I talking about? I forgot. Princeton upsetting Arizona. Now, I will say this. Out of all the upsets, this one, not a big fan of myself because fuck rich people. So, Princeton making it and then making more money for themselves or the Ivy League just really sucks because no one actually wants to see the Ivy League do good.
It's fun watching the Ivy League do good because they're smart and they can play some ball. It's pretty impressive.
Well, but... every team in this tournament is good. A lot of these lower level teams are more experienced, and they play well together. But it's still cool. 15 seed, they're in the Sweet 16 now. After they just absolutely dominated Missouri.
Yep.
But out of all the schools, that's probably one of the least my least favorite. Probably that I would. Out of all the 15s or the high seeds to make it to the Sweet 16.
That's a weird grudge to hold against them, but all right, you do.
Well, yeah, look, if you look at all these other schools, they're not big conferences. The Ivy League is a big conference. They're not known for sports, but they're still a big conference. They're rich, preppy ass people, and they're fucking annoying. So it just you hate to see people who are obviously going to be successful be even more successful.
Get up, cocksuckers. Salute the flag. Get up, everybody, get up. It's Memorial Day weekend. I'm sure you had a grandpa who killed a Japanese person.
Than other teams, I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. It's a stupid grudge. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I just don't like the Ivy League schools that much.
Yeah, but
Whatever.
after lots of people in the South region had first off West Virginia winning. I know that was a popular pick to win over Maryland in the first game. Didn't happen. It looked like it was going to be such an easy win for them in the first 10 minutes of the first half.
Should have been.
And then
they fucking threw that game.
Yeah, Joe Toussaint played good though, so that's all I care about.
He had like a 5-minute stretch where he played really good, but
I mean, he got at least 10 points or something, but he played excellent defense. And then the other notable game that people were picking the upset was Charleston over San Diego State. And
that game was frustrating as fuck. I watched that entire thing.
It was looking like a good competitive game, and then San Diego State just went on a massive run, and they didn't look back. So,
yeah, Charleston, they could not. I don't know what their plan of attack was. Fucking confusing as shit.
The College of Charleston, such a stupid.
I hate. They kept saying that. Just say Charleston. It's Charleston. Like
it's Charleston.
The College of Charleston. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was the other one. Or else I didn't really like. I didn't have any other upsets.
No.
Midwest though, the only upset that actually no, technically two. I mean 8-9 I don't consider, but Pittsburgh, we both picked it. Iowa State, what the fuck was that?
Iowa State looked exactly like they did in Carver Hawkeye Arena in like early November, where they get down by 20 in the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes somehow, and then they're just out of it for the rest of the game. It is amazing how they do that.
I could not believe it. And then I saw I turned the game off. I'm like, fuck this. And then they started coming back. I'm like, this is ridiculous. But I mean, Pittsburgh, they had control of that game pretty much the entire game. Iowa State, they shot atrocious. I think they shot like 9% from 3 in the game. So, not a very good showing by Iowa State.
Nope, not at all.
And then Penn State just fucking blew the wheels off Texas A&M. Texas A&M was fucking horribly seeded, and they got fucked because they're playing easily the hottest and best 10 seed out of any of them. So they definitely got fucking screwed over by the committee. But I mean, they didn't play good to win, but still,
right? Yeah,
they got the doors blown off by Penn State.
Yeah, they did. I don't know what the split was for this game for like percentage of who picked what, but I was on the A&M A&M wagon for that one, and didn't turn out. Jalen Pickett is so good, isn't he? I think he's like a small forward, but he's like a point forward. He controls that team.
He's legit. He is legit.
He is that guy. We had lots of nice close games in this region. Like, even the 116 Northern Kentucky and Houston.
That was close for a while.
That was close for a good long while. And then Houston just took over. Iowa-Auburn. So the first half was complete garbage. I will not lie. The first half was one of the most atrocious halves of basketball I've ever watched for both teams. And then at least the three-point shooting for both teams picked up. And then, like, with 5 minutes left, it was just over because Auburn was... Broom was doing his thing on the glass and scoring points, and we just couldn't keep up with that. So,
yeah, no, this is a very good first round region, though. Even though there was 2 upsets, but they were all close games.
Yeah, Miami Drake was a good game.
Texas A&M was the worst one. Texas A&M Penn State was said to be supposed to be like the best first round game of the entire tournament, and it turned out to be one of the worst.
Yeah, but there was lots of nail biters in here. Yeah. Miami Drake, Indiana, Kent State was good there for a long while.
That was close for a while.
Xavier, Kennesaw State. I know.
Kennesaw State, bro. Oh my God, I wanted them to win so bad just because of upsets, but goddamn, they choked that game. They were up by 11 or something, double digits with 10 minutes left in the game. They absolutely choked it away.
I know. Josh is very happy that Xavier did not lose to Kennesaw State because he has them as the national champions somehow.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he loves Iowa's backup center from last year, Jack Nungy, who's starting for them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then fucking the West region, complete chalk first round, and then pretty much all chalk up until Arkansas in probably the game of the tournament so far, beating Kansas in the second round. That was a great game. I missed a lot of it, but I saw the end, and it was electric.
Well, let's go back to the round of 64 first. The Arkansas-Illinois game was good for a little bit. Obviously, Arkansas won by 10, so they pulled away in the last minutes. UConn-Iona. That was a big game for our brackets because you have UConn going a long, long way, and I was hoping that Rick Pitino.
Final Four.
I was hoping Rick Pitino, he has that experience with winning it all with Louisville, that he could maybe bring Iona past UConn, and UConn hasn't been good in the tournament for the past couple of years, so I was like, you know what, they're going to win, and it was a good game, just, again, last couple minutes.
The problem is Rick Pitino had 1 foot out the door. That was probably a problem.
Now he's at St. John's.
Yep. TCU, fucking goddamn, they had to make a comeback in the first round.
Yep.
I'm pissed because they lost in the second round against Gonzaga. They should have won that game too. They fucking threw that game. Goddamn, that pissed me off.
Yep. Otherwise, Boise State Northwestern, not a very good game from what I saw.
I'm pretty sure Northwestern won wire to wire. I don't think
they did.
Boise State. I don't think Boise State even had a lead in that game.
Yep. So yeah, still a solid first round though.
Shout out to Howard for being like really close in the first half against Kansas. Yep. And then after that, it was horrible.
Yes, it was.
But the freaking East region, holy shit. It was looking fucking horrible. It was all chalk. It was literally chalk until Purdue lost to FDU.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was
I didn't want them to win because I knew that FDU was going to lose the second round. I had no faith in them. But when I heard about all the stories about them as a team, I'm like, God damn, they needed that win. And hopefully, Brandon, they're selfish as fuck and use that for their own university and not the conference.
I know the coach is already gone, though.
Is he?
He's at Iona now.
Is he actually? They were talking about that.
He went to Iona.
That's awesome. I'm good for him.
So, yeah, he's moving up the ladder. FDU played an amazing game. That was such a fun game to watch with friends, just hanging out. Like, yeah, most likely the 16 seed was going to lose. At least they made it a very good game in the second round.
Yeah, they fought their asses off. They fought hard.
Yep. But just watching Purdue fall apart that probably made my tournament right there. Was that you got the player of the year, but you can't beat the 16 seed.
It wasn't even. I wouldn't even say it's Zach Edey's fault. They just couldn't hit threes.
They cannot.
They literally let them shoot. They let them shoot. If they hit their threes, people were saying they're like, if they hit their threes, they would have won that game by 20.
Yeah, no.
That's the FDU literally was like, this is the only way we're gonna win. And if you don't hit your threes, we can't win. Yeah. Or if you hit your threes, we can't win. It's just not. We are not built enough to win.
Yeah, because they were the shortest team in all of the tournament. I'm pretty sure all of college basketball. And they had the easiest strength of schedule in all of college basketball. And
which is crazy.
They beat the third overall seed, which is amazing.
Also, I want to say they're the fourth overall seed, but that's fine. I want to say the NCAA needs to change their stupid postseason rule because Merrimack should have been in this position. But the Merrimack situation, they won the tournament, but because they beat FDU and they have a postseason ban until next year, they can't play, so FDU makes it. Personally, I think that the Merrimack should get that money I don't know, but I don't think there should be a team that represents that conference then. I think it should be an at-large bid then. Because if you don't win the conference tournament, you shouldn't make the tournament. If there's no chance of an at-large bid. I don't know, that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I mean,
because these bubble teams that they missed it out, they definitely should have made it. They definitely deserve to be there over FDU. Let's be honest.
I know the same situation happened a couple of years ago with like Liberty.
It happened last year.
Yeah, wasn't
Jacksonville
it
State made it over
too.
someone. I don't know who it was. Maybe you're right about Liberty, but I know Jacksonville State made it last year because they lost to the champion. I don't remember who it was. I can't remember.
Yep, but yeah, I agree. I don't get why there's postseason bans for leaving conferences. Doesn't make sense.
Well, no, it's not leaving. It's not even leaving conferences because they jumped to Division 2 to Division 1, which I don't know why you would punish a team from going from an harder or an easier conference to a harder division of basketball to from an easier division of basketball to a harder division of basketball. Well, I don't understand why you punish them for that.
No, you should be like rewarding them for it, if anything.
Yeah, the fact like Merrimack's gonna 100% win that conference next year. And hopefully they make some noise because they deserve to make some noise this year. Because they were better than FDU. They were better than every 16 seed in this tournament. They probably were better than some of these 15 seeds. Like, Merrimack is a very solid team. And they probably wouldn't have been a 16 seed. I don't think. But maybe they would have. I don't know.
I just kind of want them to change the first four rules. Because I feel like if you're a first four team, you should be fighting for the 16 seed, not an 11 seed.
I just wish they would not have some of the first four seeds be six. I just wish they would be the 11 seeds, because then we get more bubble teams and like a chance. I'd rather see that than some of these 16 seeds. Like, yeah, you might have some of these 16 seeds normally that are 16 seeds be 15 seeds or 14 seeds, but I'd rather see that. I'd rather see some playing games with teams that even somewhat have a potential. Because look at Pittsburgh. Obviously, they didn't make it, but they could have made a run. NC State was somewhat close to Creighton.
Arizona State.
I don't know why I said NC State. They weren't a bubble team. But Arizona State, they almost won that game. But these 16 seeds are almost, like, obviously this happened this year, but it's not going to happen very often. I mean, maybe now with, like, one and done in the transfer portal, it's going to happen maybe more. We'll maybe see 1 seeds lose a little bit more and, like, 2 seeds. But I would just rather see bubble teams because some of these bubble teams have enough talent to make a run, and I don't know. I would just much rather see bubble teams play instead of 16 seeds.
That's why my thought is 16 seeds though, because like a team like Arizona State deserved to make the tournament without having to play for it.
Oh no, I mean no, I agree, but if you're gonna have play-in games with 11 seeds, why not make it all of the 11 seeds at that point?
Right, not 2 16 or 15s, or is it? No, it's 16s.
No, it's 16s, yeah. 2 16s and 2 11s.
Yeah.
I would much rather just have them be 11s or 16s. Like, just make it the same.
Right, yeah.
Because, like, let's be honest, like, the 16 seeds, like, they should not just be automatically in the tournament. Like, two of them, because they're lower conference teams, and they should have to earn their way into the round of 64.
Yep, I agree. I 100% agree.
Yeah. But outside of that, there wasn't really an upset in the second. Actually, no, I guess Michigan State beat Marquette, but
that was big.
Shaka Smart is not a very good. Besides that VCU run, he has not been a good coach in the NCAA tournament with Texas, and then with Marquette still. He has not been good. I think he's lost 8 of his last 9 NCAA tournament games.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah. Yeah, this region, I think all regions were pretty good. This one, there was few close games with Tennessee, Louisiana, which I had Louisiana winning that one in one of mine, and I flipped it to Tennessee in another. And then FAU, Memphis was a hell of a game.
Yeah, fuck that shit. And Memphis got fucked over in that game.
I know.
Just horrible calls.
Are you upset that they didn't allow the timeout? Like, have you seen that?
That was bullshit.
I don't think it was because nobody was looking at the players. So they were all looking at the ball. So I was like, nobody.
Who was looking at the ball?
The refs. It was on that final jump ball.
You should have at least one paying attention to the coaches because you should know the scenario that they might call a timeout. Nah, because Memphis would have beat freaking FDU, and then Memphis would have been in the Sweet 16, and that would have helped my bracket more. So yeah, I definitely think that Memphis got fucked over in that game.
Duke was not nearly as hot as we thought they were.
Yeah, said that. No, they were hot. Tennessee literally played fucking bully ball against them. They absolutely just freaking manhandled them. They were like what Duke was back when like Leitner and JJ Redick, dirty ass players basically, and Tennessee took it to them. And I still think Duke was probably the better team, but Tennessee just outmuscled them this entire game.
Yeah,
like if Duke makes it past that, I definitely really like that. I still like them even if, but they definitely had a good chance of making it to the Final Four. From there, their path was looking pretty good.
Yeah, it was, especially once Purdue went down. I was like, oh yeah, then Duke is the team to beat, really.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I definitely thought that. I'm like, wow, Tennessee, they played an outstanding game. They probably played the best game they could have, and they're going to be tough. I mean, FAU, I don't see that. I think they're going to get fucking just absolutely annihilated by Tennessee.
I was on the FAU team until the dude tried to windmill dunk it on FDU.
Oh yeah, FAU is the country hates them now.
Yeah,
no one wants them to win.
They were such a I was like, hell yeah, FAU. Like you're a mid-major team. You got a chance to go far, but then you try and windmill on a 16 seed when you're up by up by 8. Come on now.
Yeah, that was bad. I mean, we could just move into the Sweet 16. Tennessee, obviously, we both like them just because fuck FAU.
Yeah.
Kansas State, Michigan State is
that's an intriguing match.
It's an intriguing match, but I am on Kansas State side because I didn't even realize that they have Keontae Johnson, who was the guy from Florida. I just saw that too. I am all in on Kansas State. I want them to win the entire thing now, because of that. And I love Marquise Noel. That guy is sick. He is one of the best. My favorite players in the tournament so far. He is so fun to watch. I think he's easily the most fun player I've watched so far in the tournament. Just being able to score, but his passing he's so good. He's insane. He reminds me, his passing is like Jason Williams and shit. And his scoring at that size he's like 5'10", and he can do it all. It's freaking awesome.
I have not watched either of the Kansas State games that they've played so far.
That Kansas State Kentucky game was probably the second best game of the tournament. It was awesome. Back and forth the entire game until Kansas State pulled ahead at the end. It was one of the best games.
Kansas State is by far the better team on paper, but I don't know how much you give to Izzo and his experience as a coach.
I won't give him anything anymore because once he gets to this point in the tournament, he's not that good.
I mean, I don't get why. I know there's some people at Michigan State that call for his job, and I never understand it.
He's so overrated. He is very overrated.
He is not overrated.
Without that title, he would be fucking nothing.
But he is so damn consistent, and you might never see that again from a team.
I mean, yeah, he's consistently a 7 seed that will make a run to the Sweet 16 and then lose. They're never a good team. The only time that we've seen him make a big run besides that time he won a title was when they went to Minneapolis.
Yeah.
That was the last time we've seen them make a big run and be good. He gets the best out of his players because he doesn't get the best talent. But, I mean, that also just speaks to his recruiting. I mean, if he might not be that good of a recruiter because if Michigan, his in-state rival, is constantly getting better players than he is, that does speak to him as a coach. People might not want to play for him either because he seems like a fucking asshole.
Oh, yeah, he does. But he's a Bill Belichick guy where he is all business once he gets to the court. and then afterwards he's just a regular everyday guy.
Yeah, then he's a fucking goofball. It's so weird. He flips the switch so fast.
Yeah,
but no, Michigan State. I know the Izzo factor, but this is when Michigan State falls apart, and Izzo doesn't matter anymore because he's playing really good teams. Marquette was State. Young team. Michigan State, that's what I meant. Marquette is a young team, and they have Shaka Smart, who sucks.
Yeah, Michigan State has not been that great ever since the Cassius Winston days ended, like 3 years ago.
They're definitely a good matchup against Kansas State, and they'll definitely play them hard. But I just think that Kansas State being a Big 12 team, I just think that they have a lot going for them right now. They're playing insane.
Yeah.
They're definitely the favorites to come out of this region. I mean, if they win this game, I definitely like them over Tennessee. So I definitely like Kansas State in the Final Four right now out of the East.
Kansas State's looking good, yeah.
Oh my God, the freaking South. The South has gotten so good. I don't know about Princeton. I think this is the end of the road for them.
Yeah, probably. Creighton's been playing
Creighton's
pretty good.
So good.
They just beat Baylor by 9 points.
They looked so good in the round of 64. That game was like somewhat close, but they kind of like the second half they kind of destroyed. Creighton was leading this game against Baylor the entire time. They had like a 10-point lead, and it never really got somewhat close. They absolutely dominated Baylor in this game. Their guards, Ryan Nemhard and Trey Alexander, they might be. I mean, there's some great guards in this tournament left, but they might be the best backcourt in the tournament left. They're that good. They're so good. And then there are other role players. And then they got Cockbrunner. I don't know. Creighton is scary. I would be scared if Alabama. Like I definitely think they'll beat San Diego State because San Diego State is not a good offensive team. They're good defensively. They might challenge them there, but their offense is streaky. Yeah. But Creighton against Alabama is going to be a hell of an Elite Eight matchup.
You hope so. You really hope so. But Alabama's looking very, very unstoppable right now. The problem is
Alabama have not been tested yet, and
no.
I think when they get tested, it might be scary. But the thing is, Creighton, their defense and offense is very good, and they were. Like I said, they had a lot of talent. They just liked UConn, had some rough patches in the season. I mean, they're like they fit the criteria of a national champion with like the statistics. I think they're just outside of like the top 21 in defense or top 37, or they're somewhat in there in one and then just outside in the other. So they definitely have what it takes to make it to the Final Four. I don't know. I just think Alabama Creighton is just the game that I want to see in the Elite Eight, because I have no idea who's going to win that. I still like Alabama out of the region, but
yeah,
I don't know. Creighton versus Alabama, it looks so good right now.
Yeah. Going over to the Midwest, Houston, Miami should be a very good game.
Both these games should be good. I think Texas, though, as good as Xavier's offense has been, their defense is very, very lackluster. And if Texas plays like they have been, and especially... it was close against Penn State, but they looked comfortable the entire game. What's their coach's name? Rodney Terry?
Yeah, I think so.
He should be the head coach. There's no reason why.
He's going to be.
I would hope so. I mean, people are saying that he doesn't have the job for sure yet. I mean, if he makes the Final Four,
you got to give it to him. You got to sign on the plane to Houston.
Yeah, exactly. No, this is a great matchups. Miami they were the best team in the ACC, but Marcus Sasser looked pretty good last game, and
he took over
Marcus
there
Sasser's. Yeah, if Marcus Sasser's healthy, I think Houston will give Miami fits. As much as I liked Miami because I didn't know what Marcus Sasser was going to be like, Marcus Sasser didn't know what he was going to do going into the round 32, and he looked fine the entire game.
Yep.
So, nothing to worry about there.
This Xavier-Texas game is going to be the thing that makes or breaks both my brackets, because I have Texas moving on in one and Xavier moving on in the other. So,
Yeah.
We'll have to see how it goes.
Right now, I have Miami, but I'm really liking the Texas matchup in Houston, Texas right now.
Yep.
That's looking like that's what it's probably going to be in the Elite Eight.
Yep.
And then the West. This easily best matchups though. In the Elite Eight or the Sweet 16.
UConn, Arkansas.
They, like I said, they have the talent, and Ricky Council and Devo Davis are playing fucking outstanding. Those two, they might be the best. Those two going up against Creighton's guards. Those two teams I would say probably right now have the best backcourt left in the tournament, because Devo Davis absolutely took over against Kansas, and Ricky Council's been consistent the first two games. So, but UConn Arkansas is gonna be so good.
Yep. Then Gonzaga UCLA.
Fuck Gonzaga. I think they're gonna get shit on. They can't play defense, and that's a problem. Is they can't play defense, and UCLA can. That's pretty much that's what it comes down to for me. UCLA could score too, with Jaime Jaquez. So yeah, I don't know. Gonzaga's they're gonna have a tough task. They're gonna have to play probably the best defense they played all year, and then play outstanding offense just to keep up with UCLA.
Yep.
But I'm liking UCLA versus UConn in the Elite Eight, because I feel like Arkansas, they played a very emotional game in the round of 32. They might come out flat against UConn.
They might, but Eric Musselman, I think he'll get
Mr. March. No, I'm kidding.
He'll get his players.
No,
he
probably will.
Again. So
he probably will. I would hope so, because I'm not counting Arkansas out. I'm worried they might come out flat, because they've come out flat a lot this year, and the first two games they played outstanding. But we'll see. I mean, on paper, this region is easily the best Sweet 16 into the Final Four.
Yeah,
Gonzaga though, I just don't want them to win at all.
Arkansas, I don't know, they're the team that you want to see win, because besides Princeton, none of the other lower seeds are really in it. So it's gotta choose Arkansas now.
And we've had a higher seed besides Minneapolis in the last 8 NCAA tournaments, higher than a 7 seed, make it to the Final Four. So FAU, Michigan State, Arkansas, and Princeton are going to be the ones that are going to have to do that.
I hope it's Princeton, though. That would be hilarious.
I would be so fucking pissed. I would be so mad.
What?
I don't know, Brandon. Huh?
No, go ahead.
Next year for brackets, it's the national championship. The national championship team, you can't have them going to the Sweet 16. You have to have a 15 seed, I guess, going to the Sweet 16. Filling out brackets is gonna be it's getting about as hard as it can get.
I think if you're taking it seriously, you should never put a 1 seed to lose to a 16 seed. You should never.
No, I'd never thinking that, but 15 seeds have made the Final Four or the Sweet 16 3 years in a row now.
Yeah.
The national championship team, I think it's at least last 4 years, hasn't made it past to the round or to the Sweet 16. Yeah, I don't know. It's becoming harder and harder, because these trends that sound so far-fetched keep repeating.
Yep.
And it's kind of insane.
You got to have at least one 11 seed move on in the round 64. So that's happened now.
Just don't pick 12 seeds. Don't pick 12 seeds, because they just don't win at all. Not a single 12 seed won this year. So that's fun.
Don't pick any team from Iowa, because all 3 Iowa teams lost in the first round.
There's 3 Iowa teams?
Drake is in Des Moines.
Oh, that's right.
So
I forgot about that.
Don't pick any of them. They're all in the same region, which is kind of funny.
Yeah,
they all lost.
They represented the Midwest very well.
Yep, they all lost. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough.
What you liking for your updated Final Four now? Because my Final Fours in my bracket are kind of busted. I know both of them have at least 2 teams out. Because I believe
one of them, my main one has Duke out on that, or else all my other ones are still in, and then my other one had Kentucky and TCU. God, TCU. I was riding with TCU. I like that team a lot, and God, fucking Gonzaga, dude. Just the one team. Fucking Drew Timme. Fucking hate that guy. No, it's like Noah's hate for Mo Ibrahim is my hate for Drew Timme. It's annoying. No, so my updated Final Four would probably be looking like Alabama, Kansas State. And I'm going to stick with my Texas UConn. I'm still feeling pretty good about that. Even though Houston's looking really good, that second half against Auburn makes it really scary. And if they play that good, I don't know who's going to beat them. But I still like 3 of my 4 teams. It's just Duke's not in it anymore. So
yeah,
I'd stick with my original 3. And then the 4th one would be Kansas State right now.
Houston, if they get out to a slow start against one of these better teams than Auburn, then it's going to be an uphill climb for them.
I think if they come out slow against Miami, I think they have but if they come out slow against Texas, they're fucked.
Probably, yeah.
But they can make a comeback against Xavier. Their defense is horrible. Miami not as great defensively either. But if Texas comes out hot and Houston's slow in the Elite 8, yeah, that's definitely going to be tough.
Yeah.
Texas just looks so consistent right now.
Yeah. I had Marquette and Kansas in my originally. Alabama's looking like the easiest pick here for sure.
Yeah. People were talking about San Diego State giving them that tough of a thing, but just watching San Diego State play, their offense is just not good. That good at all. I feel like their offense has been they've played super good for their standards these first 2 games, but against Alabama, I don't know, not liking it. I don't know. People have just been talking about it. They're like, "Oh, San Diego State could definitely upset Alabama." I'm like, are you fucking serious?
I think for my East pick, I think I'm going to follow you and go Kansas State. Everything's rolling for them right now. Got the storylines going. I could see them going to the Final Four. Midwest, I think I'm going to stick with Texas. I feel more confident in that than Xavier. And then for the West, I have Gonzaga in one of them. But I also, Arkansas is also very interesting. I kind of want to pick them, but I think I'm going to stick with Gonzaga.
See, Arkansas is intriguing because they've made it to the Elite 8 the last 2 years, and they just haven't gone over that hump to make it to the Final Four. And this year, I feel like would be the last couple of years they've been a really good team. Last year they were a 4 seed. They beat Gonzaga, I think, last year, didn't they?
Yes, they beat them in the Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. Yep.
So,
but they just quite haven't got over that hump. But this year they go under the radar a little bit. But Gonzaga has no pressure on them this year, and that scares me.
Yeah, they can play free. You don't have any top NBA prospects that are just there to show out. It's
Drew Timme. What do you mean?
Drew Timme is going to get picked up in the second round, or he's going to be an undrafted free agent. That's what's going to happen.
I don't know why he wouldn't go back. He is the typical play until you're done, with your thing. Especially Tristan Jackson Davis or Trace Jackson Davis should also go back. I don't know why he's leaving as well.
Nah, he'll get drafted in the first round.
First round, there's no way.
Why not?
He's horrible. He's a horrible NBA player. He can't shoot threes. He can't even shoot a 10-footer. He is literally he's only a behind or up to the basket player. He's only in the lane. There's no way he's a first round pick. If he's a first round pick, I might as well be a first round pick because Trace Jackson Davis should
I don't
not
think
be
you're
a first round
comparable
pick.
in talent.
No, but there's so many guys that probably should be picked over him. Like Jalen Hitchafino is a first round pick.
Is he leaving?
Yeah,
oh.
He's 100. I'm pretty sure he's leaving. I've heard that he's a lottery pick. I'm pretty sure he's leaving. I'm not totally sure. That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, but yeah, this is So as most years, it's going to be a very good next 2 weekends of basketball coming up.
Yeah, people have been saying this year's been mid, but I would have to disagree.
Yeah.
I think this year's been pretty solid. I still think it's anyone's tournament. Like, obviously, it's not FAU's or Princeton's, but you can make a case. You can make a case, and I think San Diego State, I'm going to cross them out. The other 13 teams, I think you could make a case for.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
It's open.
Most definitely.
It is open.
It is open. Like Tennessee. Like, if Tennessee can score, though, their defense is so good. Like, that was their problem. And, like, they're overcoming adversity. They lost 2 players this year to injury. Ziegler and I forgot the other dude's name. Oh, actually, maybe they only lost Ziegler. But they lost Ziegler, and they were written off. People were writing them off, and they just didn't write back. Gonzaga needs to move to the Pac-12.
Yep. Gonzaga and St. Mary's go to the Pac-12.
Speaking of that, when is it going to come to like two? Is the 2 super conferences ever going to be a thing now, or is that just over with now?
I think it's still a while off, but
it's going that it's still going that way.
I think it's trending that way.
Because there was like a bunch of buzz, like, oh my god, look at all these teams transitioning to different different conferences.
I know there was like talk, and like for like Colorado and like Arizona State and whatever else to transfer to like the Big 12 or something like that.
Yeah, the buzz just stopped. Like Houston, though, they're moving to the Big 12.
Yeah,
Houston basketball. That's going to be an interesting team next year because they're moving to the Big 12, and the Big 12 is really good. And we'll be able to see if they hold up.
Yeah, there's lots of new teams in different places. I know UCF, Cincinnati, and Houston.
UCF is joining the Big 12?
No. But I went off topic. They're all moving football conferences.
What?
I think UCF. I know Cincinnati's in the Big 12, I believe.
Yep, they are.
UCF, I think, is in the Big 12 now.
Ugh.
I think they all joined the Big 12.
Yeah, I think they are. I don't think the football. I think all the programs move to that then.
That's good.
They're just moving to football. UCF though, that's just an oddball.
UCF's usually decent enough though, so it's not that terrible.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, we're only like what 6 months away from football. We're getting there. It's still counting down. I'm looking forward to the schedule release. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Are you to see?
The draft. I'm looking forward to the draft.
I'm looking forward to.
I'm so invested in this. Right, I'm so invested in the draft this year for some reason. Like, not doing like research, but I'm so interested in what's going to happen. I don't know why. Just because I feel like some team's going to trade up to one of those picks, and it's going to be in the top 10, and they're going to take one of these quarterbacks out of these quarterback needy teams, and it's going to be insane.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. I think that's going to do it for us here at Certified Beef. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
See you later.